Quiet everyone. Last bench, both of you, come here. Last bench, both of you, come here. Not last bench. Last bench, stay there. Last but one. Come to front. Fast, don't waste time. Here. You want to come there? Okay, go there. Huh? Both of you go there. Okay, past year mains questions from continuity 21 to 24. Anybody any doubts? 21 to 24. No doubts? Okay. Up to 29. 28. All right, please listen. In 28th question, which is fairly simple, they gave this limit h tends to 0 f of 1 plus h by h equal to 5. Somebody can use L'Hospital rule and differentiate the numerator and differentiate the denominator. What is the derivative of h with respect to h? 1. What is the derivative of f of 1 plus h? F dash 1 plus h. Okay. And when you put 0, it will become f dash 1 equal to 5. Without all this, we can say f dash 1 equal to 5. But when can use L'Hospital rule? It should be in 0 by 0 form. Do you know is it 0 by 0 form? We don't know yet. Denominator is tending to 0. Numerator is also, is it tending to 0? It has to. Why? If it is not tending to 0, if it is tending to some other k by 0, answer will be infinity. But if it is finite, means this has to be tending to 0. If you understand that, with 0 by 0, use L'Hospital rule, you will get it. But you can also use first principle. How numerator is tending to 0, I am just writing explanation. In the question they said function is differentiable. If something is differentiable, it has to be continuous also, right? Because it is continuous, f of 1 should be same as limit h tends to 0 f of 1 plus h. This is the limit of the function at 1. This is the value of the function at 1. They should be same. That is the numerator. How it is 0? Yesterday also I gave two explanations. If denominator is 0 and numerator is not 0, answer will be infinite. If not finite, numerator should be tending to 0. Same thing, another way to write is, I started with this, divide with h, multiply with h. This total is approaching 5, we know that, and this is becoming 0, and 5 into 0 becomes 0. That's it. Okay, so I know that f of 1 is 0. I have done all this just to write f of 1 is 0. Okay. Now f dash 1, what is the definition? Limit x tends to 0 f of 1 plus x minus f of 1 by x or h. But f of 1 is 0 already, just now I got, so I substituted 0. So I got this by this, which is exactly the original limit, which is answer is 5. Right? This can be done by L'Hospital rule just like that, but you should have a proper understanding why f of 1 should be 0. All right, up to 29. Any other doubts, anybody? 26. Okay. Okay, 26 I explained the other day, but I can explain once again. Already explained, I think that the doubts are somebody asked, I don't know. The graph of this function, that whenever x is rational, it is x. And whenever x is irrational, it is minus x. Okay. The graph will be lot of dotted line of y equal to x, dotted line of y equal to minus x. But frankly, we cannot draw this graph. Why? You take any two rational numbers very close also. For example, you take 2.97523, 2.97524. Are they very close rational numbers? Yes. But between them, you can add infinite rational numbers. 2.9752337. After that, you write whatever you want, but stop somewhere. A terminating one is a rational number, and that is in between these two. Or you write same thing repeatedly, you write 575757 infinite times. Repeating, not terminating but repeating is also rational number. So in between these two, there are infinite rational numbers. There are infinite irrational numbers also. After putting 3, after 3 you put 7, it's definitely between these two. After that you write whatever you want, non-terminating, non-repeating, you write hundreds of ways of there. You can write 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, something you keep on writing randomly. It is an irrational number, it is between these two. So between any two rational numbers, there are infinite rational numbers and infinite irrational numbers. Same thing, if you take any two irrational numbers, however close they are, there are infinite rational numbers and infinite irrational numbers. Whenever a particular number is rational, the answer will be x. Whenever it is irrational, the answer will be minus x. So let us say here this number is there and here this number is there. Both here and here it is x. But in between there should be a lot of dots here. And there should be a lot of dots here also because there are a lot of irrational numbers. So within this graph, you take any two dots. Between them, there should be infinite two dots. And you take any two dots here and come down there. There also there should be infinite dots. It's a very, very fine graph. When you're approaching 5, we don't know whether you're approaching 5 or minus 5. At 5 value may be 5. But the limit at 5, that's from 4, from 6 you started, you're approaching 5. On the way, whenever you're irrational, your answer is minus x. And whenever you're rational, your answer is x. So your value is oscillating. It may be 5.2, then minus 5.17, and then minus 5.23 and plus 5.17, like that. You keep on oscillating. We don't know your values are approaching 5 or minus 5. Understood, right? Okay. So because of that, at 5 limit doesn't exist. So not about left limit, right limit. Even the right limit doesn't exist. The left limit also doesn't exist. It is like saying limit extends to infinity sin x. And x is approaching infinity, sin x is keep on oscillating, doesn't attain any limit. The same way here, it keep on oscillating. We cannot say that approaching 5 or minus 5. So at 5 it doesn't have limit. At 3 it doesn't have limit. At 2 it doesn't have limit. At 100 it doesn't have limit. But at 0, whether you observe these values or you observe these values, either way you are reaching 0. Only at 0 the limit exists and it continues. At every other point the limit itself doesn't exist. It is not continuous. Is it clear? Whoever has doubt about 26? Up to 29, anything else? Up to 33, any doubts? Up to 40, anybody any doubts? 30? 35 you have doubt. Okay, 35, f of x is equal to x by 1 plus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 so on up to x power 10 by 10. This is a function f of x. They want us to find f dash x. Okay, that is 1 plus x square so on up to x power 9. The derivative of x square by 2 is x, derivative of x cube by 3 is x square, derivative of x power 10 by 10 is x power 9. Now they want a limit x tends to 1, f dash x minus 10 by x minus 1. First of all, it is 0 by 0 because f dash 1 is actually 1 plus 1 plus 1, 10 times it is 10, 10 minus 10 is 0. It is 0 by 0 form. You can use L'Hospital rule and say, or even first principle, this is nothing but f double dash 1. Why? Because this is nothing but f dash 1. It is like g of x minus g of 1 by x minus 1 is g dash 1 and g is f dash, so it will be f double dash 1. You can find one more derivative and then substitute it. When you differentiate this one more time, we'll get 1 plus 2x plus 3x square, 3 into 1 square, 9x power 8, 9 into 1 power 8. Sum of first 9 natural numbers, 9 into 10 by 2, which is 45. Another way to do this is really substitute what is f dash x. F dash x you can write 1 plus x square so on up to x power 9 minus 10 by x minus 1. Okay. Now what is this? If you want to, can write this 10 as 1 plus 1 plus 1 10 times. This one and this one will cancel. This and this together you will get x minus 1 plus x square minus 1 plus x cube minus 1 so on up to x power 9 minus 1 by x minus 1 by x minus 1 by x minus 1 by x minus 1. Each one of them is in the form of x power n minus a power n by x minus a. Formula is n into a power n minus 1. So this will be 1. This will be 2 into 1 power 2 minus 1, 3 into 1 power 3 minus 1, 9 into 1 power 9 minus 1. Again, I got sum of first 9 natural numbers, which is again 9 into 10 by 2, which is 45. Okay, so you can do by the first principle and say it is f dash x. First of all, you have to find f dash x by regular differentiation. After you can do this way or this way. Online people, is it clear? Those in online, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Up to 40. Any other doubt anybody has? Okay, then we'll continue with our regular numbers, whatever we are doing. What is the last number yesterday discussed? 51. So now I have to discuss 54. All right, I'm arranging this whole thing. Okay, 54. Yesterday we done 1 or 2 questions of this type. Ax when x is less than 2, ax square plus bx plus 3 when x is greater than or equal to 2. They want that the function should be differentiable for all x. Of course, for less than 2, it is a linear polynomial differentiable everywhere. For greater than or equal to 2, it is also a linear quadratic polynomial differentiable everywhere. At 2, there is a change of definition. For it to be differentiable, if you are using first principle, it's okay. If not, if somebody simply differentiating this and putting 2, somebody simply differentiating this and putting 2. First of all, you should check continuity and then differentiability. So limit extends to 2 minus f of x should be f of 2 equal to limit extends to 2 plus f of x. This is for continuity. Just before 2, it will be a into 2. At 2 and this both put together, a into 2 square, b into 2 plus 3. When you bring this one this side, you are getting 2a plus 2b plus 3 equal to 0. This is one equation. Next, f dash 2 minus should be same as f dash 2 plus. Left hand derivative, when you differentiate, you will get a. Right hand derivative is 2ax, that is 2a into 2 plus b. Ax derivative is a. Ax square plus bx derivative is 2ax plus b. X is 2. Okay. So we got b equal to minus 3a. When you put b equal to minus 3a here, I'll get 2a minus 6a minus 4a. 4a is 3. A is 3 by 4 will come. A is 3 by 4 means b is minus 9 by 4. Okay, yesterday we done already 2 questions of this type. All right, 54. Okay, 57. They gave f of x is equal to mod x minus 2 plus mod x minus 5. It is good to know graph of this for many things later on, for knowing 1, 1 and on 2 and knowing the range, number of solutions. Graph is useful in many different ways. Okay. So I want to just explain about the graph of this. Actually, f of x or y here, when you take x less than 2 and 2 less than equal to x less than equal to 5 and x greater than equal to 5. When x is more than 5, this is also positive, this is also positive. The inner part I can remove the mod I'll get x minus 2 plus x minus 5, which is 2x minus 7. When you take between 2 and 5, x minus 2 is positive, so it will become x minus 2. But x minus 5 is negative. For example, you take 3 or 4, substitute will be negative. Because x minus 5 is negative, I have to write minus of x minus 5. That is going to be 5 minus x, so 3 will come. When x is less than 2, this inner part is negative, this inner part is negative, we'll get minus of x minus 2, minus of x minus 5, which is minus 2x plus 7. If you draw all of them properly, between 2 and 5, it is constant 3. After 5, it is a straight line with slope 2. It will be like this. Before 2, it is a straight line with slope minus 2. It will be like this. Okay. This is a graph where this minimum value is 3. Okay. Just from this graph, can you tell me whether it's a 1-1 function or not? No. To draw a horizontal line, it will intersect twice. For two different x values, y values same, it is not 1-1. From the graph, what is the range? Look at all the y values of all these points. What is the range? Minimum is 3. Close to 3 to infinity. Right. Is it continuous everywhere? Is there any gap in the graph anywhere? No, it's a continuous everywhere. Is there any sharp change anywhere? There's at 2 and 5. Just after 5, the slope is 2. Just before 5, the slope is 0. Here there is a sharp change. So right hand derivative, left hand derivative are different. At 5 it is not differentiable. At 2 it is not differentiable. Everywhere else it is differentiable. So we can check the differentiability, right? Okay, like that many uses are there. So coming to this question, they wanted f dash 4 between 2 and 5. Everywhere derivative is 0. I can even write what is f dash x. If somebody wants f dash x, derivative is minus 2 if x less than 2, and different constant derivative is 0, but open interval you should write, not closed interval. 2 less than x less than 5, and this is 2 when x is greater than 2. And apart from that, f dash 2 minus is minus 2, f dash 2 plus is 0. So f is not differentiable at x equal to 2. Similarly, f dash 5 minus is 0, left hand derivative, and f dash 5 plus is 2. So f is not differentiable at x equal to 5 also. So at 2 and 5 it is not differentiable. Everywhere else is differentiable, and we know what is the derivative also. Once again, everybody apply JEE Mains at the earliest. Don't delay it. Okay. And many of you, if you have some kind of reservation, if you are not aware, you should find out from your parents, or if your parent doesn't know, they should find out from somebody. Okay, which kind of caste you belong to. Normally, you may not be interested, but you should know it. Okay, and what kind of reservation you have, and sometimes so in within the state you have one reservation, and in the national level you have another reservation. For example, BC in AP state is not necessarily OBC in central level. You are aware of that, some people, I guess. Okay, especially I think some people may be BCD in AP state, but in national level they are in general category only. All right. Within general, if you belong to EWS, okay, you know separate ranking is given for that, right? So I think you should be aware of that also. EWS means I think your parents' income on paper should be some below something or something like that. Okay, what is their actual income doesn't matter. Okay, on paper how much is there, or if can they produce a certificate which can show that their income is less. All right. I know some people have a huge jewelry shop, and they are also in general EWS because of some papers they could produce. Okay. All right. Okay. So it is very important that you should know. All right. Okay. What is 60th question? For each x belongs to R, let f of x is mod x minus 1 and g of x is cos x. And phi of x or something is there. And what is phi and all that? Okay. So let us find it thoroughly. F of x is mod x minus 1 and g of x is cos x. What is g of f of x? Within g I have to substitute this cos mod x minus 1. G of f of x means cos f of x, which is cos mod x minus 1. But in cos I don't need mod because you know cos theta and cos minus theta are same. When I remove the mod, it is easy. Okay. What's the advantage of writing like this? If it is this, advantage is differentiable or not, I have to check. But now I don't have to check. X minus 1 is a continuous function, differentiable function. Cos x is a differential function. Their composite function is also differentiable function. So I know g of f of x is differentiable for all x belongs to R because there is no mod anywhere. Okay, so I'll just, may not be important, but still I'll write g of f of x is differentiable for all x belongs to R. Next, they wanted f of g of 2 sin x. What is g of 2 sin x? First of all, is cos of 2 sin x. And f of g of 2 sin x is mod of, wherever x is there, I have to put this g of 2 sin x minus 1. But g of 2 sin x is cos of 2 sin x minus 1. Anybody want to tell me when I remove mod, what will come? Sometimes this will come, sometimes negative of this will come. Is it? Or any particular thing will come? Mod x, when x is positive, I have to write x. When x is negative, I have to write minus x. But now mod of cos 2 sin x minus 1, what should I write? Can you ascertain whether the inner part is positive or negative? It is always negative. Inner part. Because this is between minus 1 to 1. You take any number with cos of whatever you take is between minus 1 to 1. When you subtract 1, it will be between what to what? A number is between minus 1 to 1. You subtract 1, it will be between what to what? Minus 2 to 0. When it is minus 1, what is this value? Minus 2. When it is 1, it is 0. Because this is between minus 2 to 0, which is negative always, and I remove the mod, I'll get negative of that. Okay, so it is minus of cos of 2 sin x minus 1, which is actually 1 minus cos of 2 sin x. Okay. So ultimately, there is no mod at all. Here there is a mod, but it is gone. Here there is a mod, it is gone. Finally, what is my phi of x or something they defined is this plus this, which is 1 minus cos of 2 sin x plus cos of x minus 1. Leaving all this, if somebody gives only this function and asks whether differentiable or not, it is. This is differentiable, cos of that, everything is differentiable. There's no mod anywhere. If there is a mod, I have to worry about right hand derivative, left hand derivative there. So nothing, don't have to check anything. They're all known functions. X minus 1 is differentiable, cos x is differentiable, their composite function is differentiable. 2 sin x is differentiable, cos x is differentiable, their composite function is differentiable. Done. So phi of x is differentiable for all x belongs to R. Normally, I may have to check at those places where inside the mod that expression becomes 0, but here it is not necessary. Is it clear? Don't waste time. Last bench. All at 60. Okay, 63. F of x is x mod x, g of x is sin x. They want h dash x should be continuous at x equal to 0, but it is. Okay. Now they gave f of x is x mod x, g of x is sin x, h of x is g of x, f of x, g circle f of x, which is the sine of x mod x. I can write h of x like this. It is equal to sine of x square or minus x square if x is less than 0, and the sine of x square if x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. H of x is continuous for all x belongs to R, first of all. Why? At 0, this is 0, this is 0, so it is continuous, no problem. Regarding differentiability at 0, let me see what is h dash 0 plus. Limit h tends to 0 plus h of x. Let me write x tends to 0 plus h of x minus h of 0 by x minus 0. H of x, I have to use this now. So it is sine of x square minus 0 by x minus 0. Here sine x square, but I need by x square. So because of that, it will be 0 only. H dash 0 minus is the limit extends to 0 plus 0 minus, sorry. H of x minus h of 0 by x minus 0. That is limit extends to 0 plus. Before 0, h of x is not this, it is this. So I have to write minus sine x square minus 0 by x minus 0, but still that is also 0. So right hand derivative is 0 and left hand derivative is also 0. So h dash 0 is 0. So now if somebody wants me h dash x, I can write like this. What is the derivative of this directly? Minus sin x square derivative is 2 sin x cos x, which is sin 2x. This is when x less than 0. Derivative of this is plus sin 2x. That is actually x greater than 0 but equal to 0 you can write anywhere because I already proved h dash 0 is 0 here. It is not that h dash 0 means I'll simply differentiate this, put 0 because equality is there. I find left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Okay, so because of that. Okay, this is h dash x. The derivative now h dash x, is it a continuous function at 0? Yes, at 0 this is 0, this is 0. Okay, so h dash x is continuous at x equal to 0. So not only the derivative is defined everywhere, the derivative itself is continuous. But the derivative of this is at 0 not defined. Why? If somebody wants h double dash 0, 0 plus right hand second derivative, limit extends to 0 plus h dash x minus h dash 0 by x minus 0. That is limit extends to 0 plus right side the derivative is sine 2x minus 0 by x minus 0. Sine 2x by x limit is 2. But if I take h double dash 0 minus, it is limit extends to 0 minus h dash x minus h dash 0 by x minus 0. That is limit extends to 0 minus, just before 0 it is minus sine 2x minus 0 by x minus 0, limit is minus 2. Okay, so you can see at 0 the right hand second derivative is plus 2, left hand second derivative is minus 2, they are not equal. So h dash x is not differentiable at x equal to 0. H dash x is not differentiable at x equal to 0. So the function h dash x is continuous, but it is not differentiable at x equal to 0. Option A. Okay, next we'll discuss part 2. Got some questions from that. So part 2, there are 11 questions. In that, already we discussed 6 questions earlier. Now we can discuss other 4 or 5. Everybody clear about this? So h is continuous and differentiable. H dash x exists everywhere, and it is also continuous at x equal to 0, but its second derivative, that is double dash x at 0, doesn't exist. Okay, in part 2, let me discuss the first question. F is open interval minus 1 to 3 to all real numbers. F of x is given as minimum of, quiet please, x into integer part of x into integer part of x minus 2 with a mod plus 2, with minimum of these two. And for that function, they're asking continuity and differentiability and all that. Okay. Let us take only the first one, x integer part of x. Between minus 1 to 3, what happens? I have to take minus 1 less than x less than 0, 0 less than equal to x less than 1, 1 less than x less than 2, 2 less than x less than 3. Between minus 1 to 0, integer part of x is minus 1, so it will be minus x. Between 0 to 1, it will be 0, so 0. Between 1 to 2, it will be 1, so x, and here it is 2x. Okay. So this is x into integer part of x for all these intervals. Okay, now say minus 1 less than x less than 0, 0 less than equal to x. Right. Let me take now second one, mod of x into integer part of x minus 2 plus 2. If I want to understand this, between minus 1 less than x less than 0, 0 less than equal to x less than 1, 1 less than equal to x less than 2, 2 less than equal to x less than 3. During this time, this will become already we know minus x minus 2 plus 2. Okay. Within the mod, I can take minus common, it will become mod x plus 2 plus 2. But mod x plus 2, between minus 1 to 0, x plus 2 is positive only. Okay, so I can remove the mod, it will be x plus 4. Between 0 to 1, this is 0. Mod 0 minus 2 plus 2. This is 2 and this is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Between 1 and 2, this will be x minus 2 plus 2. Between 1 and 2, x minus 2 is positive or negative? Negative. Between 1 and 2, x minus 2 is negative. So I should not write mod x minus 2 as x minus 2. Rather, I should write 2 minus x plus 2, which is 4 minus x. Anyway, whatever it is 2 plus some positive number, it is above 2. Okay. You can understand, I think these are all less than 2. So minimum means this only will come. I think without writing much, I can say up to 2. This is minimum than this, because this value is less than 2, whereas this value is 2 plus something means more than 2. I want minimum. So I think it's quite easy. Okay. Between 2 and 3, it is mod 2x minus 2 plus 2. Between 2 and 3, what happens to this? This is positive because this is 4. Okay. Positive, so it will become 2x minus 2 plus 2, which is 2x. Okay, that means this and this are same. There is no difference. Okay. I think without writing all these marks, I should be able to say. I wrote all the details to understand what is this in different cases, what is this in different cases. But if you think carefully, 2 plus something is more than 2, 2 plus a positive number, and up to 2, this is less than 2 only. Okay. For example, between minus 1 to 0, this value is between 0 to 1. This is 0. This is between 1 to 2. So out of these two, this is only minimum. Next, after 2, both are equal. This and this are coming exactly same. Whether you take this or this doesn't matter. With all this consideration, I can say this is directly equal to x into integer part of x. Why? I can prove without writing all this. Let me try to prove this another way. Okay, forget about all this. Mod a minus, mod a plus b, mod of a plus b. Can I say less than or equal to mod a plus mod b and greater than or equal to mod of mod a minus mod b? Okay. Mod of mod a minus mod b. Okay. It's very simple to understand. If a and b are both positive, this and this are equal. If one is positive, one is negative, this will be a little smaller number, but this will be a bigger number because you made into positive plus positive, but whereas here positive plus negative. Okay. And when both are negative, also these two are equal. But when one is positive, one is negative, these two are equal. So this one, when both are positive, both are negative, it is equal to this. When one is positive, one is negative, it is equal to this. Nothing in between. It's not that we are saying this value ranges from here to here. Either it will be this or this. Okay. I want to use that for this. But of course, there is no mod here as such. Still, yeah, I think from here to here I can use it. That is better. Yeah. Let us see. I am going to use this in reverse way. Mod a plus mod b is greater than or equal to mod a plus b. Okay, this part all of you agree with it, right? Further, I can even write it greater than or equal to a plus b also, because in general, mod x is greater than or equal to x. If x is positive, mod x is equal to x. If x is negative, mod x is positive, x is negative, positive number is bigger than negative number. So nothing wrong in writing mod x is always greater than x. Now in the place of a, I'll take this. In the place of b, I'll take this. Mod of x into integer part of x minus 2 plus mod 2 is greater than or equal to mod of sum of these two, which is x into integer part of x minus 2 plus 2. Okay. And 2 and 2 will cancel. I will get equal to x into integer part of x with a mod. But that itself we can remove the mod and say it is x into integer part of x. So without all this analysis, I can prove how this is always greater than this or equal to this. That means this is only minimum, na? Okay. So without all this, we can prove that way. So this is method 1, this is method 2. To understand that out of these two, this is the minimum. Okay. So finally, f of x is simply x into integer part of x. That's all. Okay. Of course, x and integer part of x, all these cases are there. Now, what is that they are asking? Continuity. Okay. At 0, is this function continuous? Yes, this is 0, this is 0. At 1, is it continuous? No. Yes, this is 0. This. At 2, is it continuous? No. This is 2 and this is 4. So, it is not continuous at 0, but at 1 and 2, sorry, continuous at 0, but not continuous at 1 and 2. What about differentiability? If it is not even continuous, it is not differentiable also. At 0, it is continuous, but not differentiable. Why? Left hand derivative is -1 and right hand derivative is 0 at 0. Okay, so in continuity, at 0 it is continuous, at this one not differentiable. And at differentiability, no, none of these 3 points it is differentiable. Now, what are the options? D. Not continuous at 2 points and not differentiable at 3 points. Okay. Okay, this is a good question given 2020 January. If you do this way, it will save some time understanding that, but after that you have to know these things. You want to tell these things clearly. If you do this way also, not a problem. Okay. Next, we have to discuss third question in part 2. So part 2, 2-3 questions are left. I'll discuss. You can try to complete part 1 by tomorrow as far as possible, so that we can go to differentiation tomorrow. Okay, online people completed everything.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Here, everybody completed? Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.